Oh, welcome to the podcast. This is the Cross-Examine Podcast, episode 7.
Yeah. Can we keep the beginning part in there right before that?
No, maybe after the clap. That's pretty good.
That'll be. Stay tuned at the very end for what happened before the clap.
This episode, we're going to be talking about the shows currently airing this season. We had taken a couple-week break.
2-week break.
2-week break.
Basically.
Which we also shifted things just slightly, so it's like a 2.5-week-ish break.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 2 weeks from talking about our shows, because we did. What was the first one we did? We did, Coke. I guess we did the Corpse Party thing. That was for Halloween.
We did Corpse Party,
and then we did Sad Anime.
Sad Anime and Weathering With You.
Top 10 anime betrayals.
Yeah, so we're currently up to like episodes 5 and 6 this season.
It's Henry and Justus.
Yes.
I don't know if we said that. I know we said.
Hi, my name is Justus.
I am Henry, the robot.
Yes. So currently, the shows we've been kind of talking about this season. Just as a reminder, was Jujutsu Kaisen, Tanikawa Over the Moon for You. It was We Dropped Noblesse. The Day Became a God.
Did I put
Higurashi?
Oh yeah, Higurashi, and then we're
Adachi Shimamura and Ikebukuro Westgate Park.
Which, speaking of Ikebukuro,
we're going to drop.
We're going to drop it.
It's fine, but it's kind of boring.
It's okay at best now. Like the first 2 episodes, I really enjoyed. The last 3 or 4, what was it? 3 through 6.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happened. It was so boring. And plus, they rushed it way too much.
Episode 1 started to establish like an overarching narrative, and
then they just
we're halfway through, and it's like, oh, everything is wrapped up in a single episode, and there's only like 10 minutes of establishing what's actually going on, and then suddenly it's like fixed.
Yeah, that's like every episode. They're like, oh, here you go, it's fixed. That's
I think the most egregious one was the YouTuber like being threatened kind of thing, and it was just a big nothing like dumb.
Happened. Yeah.
So
that's dropped. So we're just down to, what was that, 5 now? No, 4.
Jujutsu Kaisen, Tanikawa.
They Became a God. And then Higurashi, no Kokurai.
Higurashi. And Adachi.
Oh, yeah, Adachi Shimamura.
So we're down to 5.
5 from our original, 9? Because we also had Burn the Witch.
Yeah.
Which still haven't heard any news on it, which makes me very mad. I want more.
There won't be news for a while. So I know you want to talk about
Adachi Shimamura, man. Lesbian, the anime.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's so fucking adorable.
Yes.
Because, like, what was it? Shoot, I guess I should pull up my phone and check. But it was like episode 4. They're like, that's when they're really starting to both realize, like, oh, I got feelings. Because episode 3, they're in the sauna with her mom, right? They're trying out the gym in episode 3.
Shimamura, yeah.
Yep, Shimamura's trying out the gym with her mother, and then she stumbles across Adachi's mother, but she doesn't know right away. She's like, oh, she looks like her. Then they get in a big fucking fight, and they're having a sauna battle. Who can stay in the sauna longest? Then, which, she talks to her mother about, stuff that she doesn't understand about her own daughter. And then that leads into the next episode, which I like how they took another episode that kind of combined that. Mm-hmm. Where she talks about, oh, it's weird, my mother ate dinner with me. So you can see both families kind of have their ups and downs, and you're starting to learn more about Adachi's life than you know before. And then you get to the part where I'm pretty sure episode 4 was all about, like, Adachi in her apartment debating if, like... No, that was episode 6, wasn't it? Episode 5. When she's debating whether or not she wants to ask Shimamura out on a date, but doesn't want to plan it as a date.
Yeah, just doing something for Christmas.
Yeah, like, with my best friend that I may have feelings of, and I always stare at in class now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the building of Adachi's feelings. I worry currently that Shimamura currently has the idea, because there's definitely that, like, well, why would she be asking like this unless she, it sounds like she wants to ask me out on a date. But there's those
She just kind of brushes that off.
Yeah, there's those small levels of like, oh, I just want it to be the way it already or currently is kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think she's afraid to lose that special connection.
Yeah.
'Cause you saw that in like episode 2.
So I'm afraid that it may go down kind of one of those paths where it's not mutual, which there may be that plot line and then it just wraps up where they realize that they both love each other kind of thing. It may be that levels of predictable.
Because that'll take kind of a, not really a Toradora kind of route, but it's like the whole time they're focused on
Still trying to figure out what the alien girl is.
Dude, oh my, didn't they added that sparkling girl? What the?
Well, the sparkling girl is the space suit girl.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, that's
Did they
her
confirm?
fully developed human form.
What? Wait,
Yeah.
I don't know if I missed that part. I was just so focused on when you first see her. She's like, here, I'm walking home with your sister. Have this random like McDonald's biscuit that like, what the heck? It's just like, here, eat this from a complete stranger.
And yeah, because there's that part where it's like, oh, well, who is this? And she's like, oh, you don't recognize me. And then she goes around the bush and then she comes back with the space helmet on and like makes the shoo sound.
Oh,
and
okay.
that's where it's like, oh, it's her.
Oh, maybe I just forgot that because I've been watching. That's one of the few I've been watching every week. I tend to watch everything a couple days before the podcast, so I have it fresh in my head. I know you watch way too much to do that.
Yeah, I'm watching 14 shows right now.
Degenerate.
Most of them are on Thursdays. So.
Is Thursdays like it's Thursday for us, but is it like Friday in Japan or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I guess that makes sense. And so it's like their Friday. But so far, I mean, not a whole lot happened in episode 3. Wait, what? No, we're talking 3. No, we're talking 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, roughly.
Not much happened in there. Besides, there was one point when Shimamura grabs Dachi's thigh. It's like, soft.
Yeah, there's the continuous building of their friendship and the, something more. And, I'm enjoying it a lot right now.
Oh, it's great. It's.
I feel like it does have the potential to fuck everything up, though. And
they're walking a fine line. Yeah.
Yes.
Just depends how they play it.
Yeah, well, they're walking those two fine lines. The space girl thing could get too weird, and you get Darling in the Franxx levels of like what happened, or like on the romance side, they do something really dumb.
The thing is, they keep showing her, and how film usually works is you never want to show the audience something that has no meaning. So I don't know what they're going to do with the spaceship girl unless they're going to go a route where Shimamura decides, oh, I don't really know if I love Adachi, runs away, and then spaceship girl's like, no, you love her. I've been watching you. And you're like, wow, creepy, but thank you.
Yeah, who knows? Moving on, though, because Over the Moon for You has been...
We've gone from lewd hand-holding to lewd tit-holding. It makes a perfect pillow.
They're also holding hands a lot.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the episode today.
My boy's making moves.
That sounds about right.
I didn't watch today. Ooh.
Did you watch today?
What's today's episode 6?
Today was episode...
Do you have a... I might have actually watched today's. No, Adachi had a new one today. I don't think that had a new one today, did it? No, it didn't.
Oh, no, it airs in 12 hours. My bad.
Yeah. So we both watch anything with 4, 5, 6. It was kind of... Because I watched all of them together, like, at once. Or no, I watched 2, and then I watched the newest one. Still not a whole lot happened besides them going to buy rings.
Going to buy rings, and then...
It seems like each episode they're doing one part of a relationship type of thing. Like, he freaks out about rings, and they have kind of a cheap one, which... Did you hear Crunchyroll's doing a competition for it?
No.
The Crunchyroll is giving out a set of those rings exactly how they were in the show. I think you just have to go in, you have to log in, and sign up for their emails and subscribe to their Twitter. And that's it. Then you're entered into the competition. So anybody listening, you have a chance to win your own pair, but it's only for Northern America. So
awesome. Maybe I'll win and then have no one to give it to.
What do you mean? I'm your co-host.
the anime life. Things are progressing slowly, but the jokes are good, and though things are moving slowly, it doesn't feel slow.
Yeah. Well,
It's
they're
just
adding
the
a lot
retrospect.
a lot of stuff's happening. Oh, they did get a camera because they're going to meet in newest episode. Remember how they talk and they want to go meet his parents?
Yeah, because he'll need a co-signer for a bigger apartment.
Yeah. And then that's when he tells his parents, never told his parents, like, yeah, I'm getting married. They're like, to who? Remember that girl that saved my life? Yeah, she showed back up. We're getting married. Well, we are married. She's real?
We just thought you were lying.
The whole time. They never explained that. Did you just get home? It's like, hey, Mom, I'm poking my legs. Or, oh, no, I guess he went to the hospital.
I'm still kind of confused because I thought they were always in Tokyo.
Yeah, I always thought they were too.
Did they move outside of the city after he got older?
Well, I think if I remember correctly, in episode 1, he said he moved to Tokyo for a better chance of finding her again because there's more people, and that's why he worked retail.
Yeah, but they ran into her in
this small town because he went to middle school.
Because it's what was it? It's a 12-hour bus ride. Where he's moving from to run into someone,
which is weird to think about too, because they're in Tokyo, and she's living with the family in Tokyo because remember they're visiting that house, and somehow she ended up back in his hometown.
I think we're getting too deep into it. There was just those moments where I was like, well, now you bring questions into things because it seems like you're creating plot holes, but the nature of the show, it doesn't actually matter. You know what we're just nitpicking right now.
Did you watch Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann?
No.
Oh. Well,
not yet. It's on a watch list.
I can't say what I was going to say then. For anybody that's watched it, they're going to Gurren Lagann us at the end.
Probably.
That's pretty much it. Those two shows, not much happens, but they do fill you with a lot of fun stuff to watch.
Mm-hmm. And that's not a bad thing so far.
Also, the camera scene, hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of good scenes. NASA really takes things to an extreme level, and it's done well enough that it doesn't get annoying.
It's a perfect. They do a real good job.
Mm-hmm. I think moving on though, one show that has both had a lot of things happen and is really setting a good pace here, Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh my! Listen, my boy got melted, and he didn't get melted, and then he ate 2 more fingers in that episode?
Yeah, there was one at the beginning.
So he's up to 4 fingers? He's up to...
There's 4.
He's up to 4 fingers right now, right?
Yeah.
He's a trooper. 4 fingers, babe. It was a cool episode because 4, 5, 6 is the prison? Oh, no, we're only on episode 5, right?
No, episode 7 airs tomorrow.
Okay, so we went, 6. Fought in the prison. Our main boy done got the dead, but he was held hostage. He beat up his other friend too. Mm-hmm. Oh wait, no, sorry. The most important thing is my fucking panda got introduced. Dude,
they're doing an arc. They're doing a tournament arc. They're setting it up.
We're 4? You learned about in episode 5.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna fucking tournament arc, dude. And my panda's there, and he's gonna compete in the said tournament arc.
Yeah. Jujutsu Kaisen so far is fairly enjoyable. I like the fights. I like the animation. Every so often, because it's Mappa, where you're like, oh, there's things aren't super crazy, and then when shit hits the wall, it's like, oh yeah, you guys do a real good job of making fight scenes look super fucking dope, and they do a great job of copying Fire Force and making Infernos in episode 6. So in episode 6, good God, that got dark quick. Well, yeah, they're just sitting in the bar, and then what did he mention? Some Rubik's Cube thing? Yeah. And then he gets too excited, and he heats up the room, and then immediately there's this other waiter. It's like, my danger senses are tingling. Let me leave. Which might play into it because he's the only guy in the bar that noticed that dude and saw that dude. Well, he didn't see him. He just felt a presence.
No, I thought he walked by the table and would have saw him and then felt the presence.
No, while he was freaking out, they did like a slight pan over, and it just saw the dude sitting by himself. So that was supposed to be like his point of view stuff.
Then Volcano Head got all excited and started lighting people on fire. And that went, it wasn't like, oh, they're on fire, they're dying. It's like they're screaming, skin is melting off their fucking face.
Yeah, they're charring.
Yeah, and that girl's trying to run away for her life and gets charred.
Yeah, it's a scene that at the end of it, I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. That was kind of rough. Oh, boy.
Because so far, nothing's been that graphic. I mean, people have been torn apart, but that was like a whole, you watch the whole thing go down.
Yeah, but even the people being torn apart are typically the monsters.
Yeah.
Like, it's different when you have a monster compared to a person.
Yeah. I mean, it disconnects you from reality.
Mm-hmm.
But still, so far, everything's setting it up for the next big thing.
I still stick with the fact that the teacher might die. At the very end of the episode, that magma dude literally confronts him, and he's talking about being equal to the strength of like 8 of those fingers of the super bad guy, and he has.
It was a weird thing to hear them comparing, like, so the entity inside our main character's body, everyone's basing their strength off that finger.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like it's going way too fast, because what was it? It was 10 fingers, 10 toes is the technical.
No, he has 2 sets of arms, so it's 20 fingers.
He's already had 4. They got to slow it down, no less.
Well, there's 24 episodes this season, so they got time.
Well, I mean, if they're going to make like a whole shonen, like if they want to keep going with it, unless they're going to do something like, One Piece, like, oh, he's the strongest person on the planet because he beat this one dude. Oh, here's someone stronger. I know Bleach does that a lot. Awkward silence.
What?
What? No,
you created the awkward silence. You made it permeate.
That's right.
You were in the middle of talking and then went awkward silence and then said nothing.
Oh, I should have just been like, choo.
Yeah. The
animation's getting better. I feel like the animation in the show is stepping up. It's still just Team Naruto, though. That's literally what it is. There's nothing else to it.
I was specifically trying to open up the tabs to get the names of specifically the bad.
Maybe I'll buy like a 32-inch monitor.
Sukuna is the demon that is inside Itadori.
Oh, they did have a smaller fight, which they made that deal of like, okay, we'll fight, and then immediately kills him in like a swoop of a finger.
Yeah, if you can kill me, immediately dead. All right.
Which is weird. I wonder what they're doing for the enchant. Was what he said was it was a deal. Like if he says the word enchantment or whatever.
Yeah, there's a specific word that
he switches for 1 minute, and he said he promised he won't hurt
any of his friends.
Yeah, which I wonder what that means. Like, is it anybody from the society or? Because I don't know why he'd make that deal unless he's gonna kill everyone until he gets all 20 fingers, and then he can break the enchantment.
Mm-hmm. Who knows? Which,
if you can make a deal like that, I wonder if they're the leader of the group. What's his name? Blindy McGee.
Blindy McGee.
Blindy McGee.
Gojo,
yeah. I wonder if he made a deal with him too, because remember when they were in that room?
Yeah, they were asking about deals.
Yeah, and they were talking about deals too. I wonder if they made another pact.
They made a good Bleach joke during
that's
that
right.
scene. I like that.
Because wasn't there you saw the sword for a second? Mm-hmm. You saw a sword, and there was another thing. I don't know what the other thing was.
I think it was Naruto.
Oh, was it?
Well, there was a couple things. There was the like Naruto. One Piece straw hat. There was the Naruto reference, and then there was the Bleach
sword. Yeah. Which is pretty nice to see. I mean, that's very shonen of them.
Yeah, it was like, man, you're hitting things too on the nose here. Yeah. Calm down.
So I guess the last thing they left you off in the episode is he has to watch movies and control his cursed energy into this little beat him up, stuffed toy.
Yeah, another fucking toy's beating the shit out of him.
I just love how they're like, here's this like 80s style, like, which wire should I cut? Well, remember when we went on a date and we like red, so cut the blue. It's like, what? That's pretty much it. I mean, that's all caught up. I'm glad we took those weeks off because not much happened.
Yeah.
But I feel like
the day became a god. It's also getting fun, pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I didn't realize at the end of each episode they count down how many days are left.
Mm-hmm.
From like episode, because I only watched episode 1, so I watched episode 2 through 5. Like in episode 2, they're like, oh, let's knock up a week. Episode 3, let's knock up a week. Episode 4, one day.
Yeah, it depends on what is going on currently.
Yeah, I know you talked about it, but I did watch episode 2 was the movie one, which I thought you were joking. Like, oh my god, this is a 1-to-1 rip, and then like you said, they called it out like we're just plagiarizing another movie. And his sister was like, oh, this is so good.
They're hilarious, bits though.
The Rocky one really killed me.
Edward Scissorhands was that final straw where it's like I have to pause and take a moment because this is too much. I am at work, like on a break. Like I can't do this. That one though, man, PA Works is doing their PA Works thing where the fucking episode 5 was like, oh yeah, you've been laughing this entire time. Well, it's time to cry. And it's like, you motherfuckers, you're really good at it. No, we expected it, but fuck you. Which I don't know if you saw the last episode 5.
Yeah, the one with the mother on the video.
Yeah.
Dude, that really, like, I'm sitting here having a good time, and then, they just hit you, and you're like, also, not saying her mother looks like Rui, but.
Her mother looks like Ichigo from Darling.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes.
And I've only seen memes from Darling.
Yeah, I haven't fully seen Darling either.
But
which, I'm not really into, like, super popular anime. I like the more niche stuff because I feel like you get a better story. It's less predictable.
I think it depends sometimes.
Yeah. No, but, no, the movie one was fucking hilarious on there. The newest episode made you cry because you're sitting there like, oh my God.
Well, even the episode before where it's like the Mahjong tournament. And it's
my God.
We need new rules. And
I lost my
presenter chick was like, I'm willing to let you fuck me. And he's like, I'm 15. She's like, they ain't gotta know. And he's like, I can't.
Well, yeah. And God, that episode was, I fucking love that episode. Was that the same episode? No, it was episode 4.
That was the episode. That was episode 4.
I love how just bending the rules. And then, I mean, I just don't know if she's like, obviously she's very good with luck. And then like her parents are still very like cryptic about her past. Yeah. They're like, oh, we'll tell you later. Like, oh, don't pry into her family business. But dude, that tournament thing, fucking hilarious. Because like, oh, I entered it under your name. Go play Mahjong for me.
And even the episode before, the successful ramen shop. And it's like, okay.
I felt that like the episode was a little pointless.
The ramen one?
Well, at least just a whole part of the... I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, it's like...
I think the importance of that episode was establishing the hacker individual on the outside.
Yeah, which that's just a random... Like, you went straight from the day he became a god to, hey, you remember that guy from Railgun? He literally like is just standing there hacking to a system on his projected whatever. I just want to know what importance he plays in the whole thing. Because he's looking into the CEO, and the CEO is hosting the Mahjong tournament, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
So so far it's interesting. It has those moments where the animation style is so pretty. It's so beautiful.
Well, dude, the eyes of the girl he likes, whatever her name is, I keep forgetting.
The girl?
Yeah, have you seen there's like 4 different colors in her eyes?
I know Hina.
Hina has some very cool animation. There's a lot to what she wears. Yeah. Iza what?
Izanumi.
Izanumi? Yeah, her eyes have a lot of animation in it, and they always do a good job of like the glare of the sun off the hair to make it more beautiful on there. They're not like dull. Like the main character, dude, he's a pretty dull character. There's not much to him.
Sorry, Izanami.
Izanami?
Yeah. I switched switched to U with an A. It's Izanami.
I forgot one of the better parts, episode 6, when he goes to visit her dad,
and
then he's just like, "Oh, look, a cheese shop. Oh, look, another shop with cheese. Oh, more cheese. Let's get some wine. Let me go meet my wife."
Stop that man!
Don't let him away. Oh man, that made you laugh, and it made you laugh the whole time. Then you fucking cry.
Yeah, it's a good show. I definitely have had high hopes with the show so far, And my expectations have not been that suffered.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad I stopped watching Ikebukuro and started watching this.
yeah. On the Higurashi side, they've already done like a loop of time.
Yeah, Higarashi's every single one they've done is very confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to watch it. Sometimes 2 times will do the trick for you, or you have to just look for an explanation at the end.
Yeah. So currently the Higurashi, the Reina, where I was like, oh, I think they're really kind of like just trying to throw you off with like her being super like murder-y in the background. And then we took the break, and that next week's episode, she fucking literally stabs him 17 times in the stomach, and it's like, well, I was wrong.
Yeah, that's Higurashi for you. There's a famous gif of Higurashi. Do you care if it's kind of a spoiler? Kind of not. I don't know if it is for this or not, because you said, like, we both thought it was just a redone of the same thing, but apparently it's a continuation.
So in the original, I'll ask this. Shion and Mion, is it established right off the bat that they're twins and that they...
If I remember correctly, yeah. I watched it when it came out.
Yeah,
so
is that...
Yeah, I think they established they're twins. Oh, no, not right away. But I think it's like
way
a few episodes.
Later, right?
I think it's only like a few episodes in they establish it.
Oh, because, yeah, there's an entire like full level of establishment within episode 7 where it's like, oh, we're twins and they're both interested in Kiichi.
Yeah, I'd have to double. Like I said, I should have rewatched it before we started this, but I've already seen it. I've seen it twice all the way through, because the first time I watched it, I was like, I don't know, young, whenever it came out, and I didn't understand it. And then I watched it again. I was like, oh, okay, this makes more sense.
Yeah, based off of all of my understanding, this is a pseudo reboot sequel.
Yeah, because I thought this was... Because a lot of people said it was just a straight-up reboot, because the first couple episodes matched up perfectly, and I was like, no, I don't know why I'm watching this. I've already seen it. But if it's like a kind of reboot, kind of sequel, excuse me, I guess I'll have to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I'm not quite sure how to proceed. I think eventually when this is over, because there's 24 episodes, we're 6 episodes in. Episode 7 is tomorrow. No, sorry, episode 7 aired today.
We record this on Thursdays now.
Yes.
Sorry for anybody that's used to our
Monday schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the difficulty currently is depending on how things play out for that. I plan on watching the first 24 episodes. I think it is probably going to be a season 1 and season 2 kind of thing. Like there'll be a small break and then they'll finish it with the final 24.
Or they did season 1 part 1 and season 1 part 2. I don't remember. It's been so long.
Yeah, and during that break, I may just watch the original to find differences, because there definitely are differences based off of what the important people are saying.
I think on one of the community forums, they were already posting like some differences. I know there's some scenes that cut out of the original because it just didn't work, and they just put it in with something else on there. The biggest difference is animation. Looks a lot better than the original.
I know people were complaining about the hair and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think it's fine. I think it may grow on you because it's compared
hair,
to what
so
you're
it
used to.
Does.
Shut up. I think it's something of the hairstyle that you're used to compared to something slightly different but familiar. And once you get used to it, it's a similar thing for like audiobooks when they change authors like from
halfway through.
Yeah.
I know. I think the old style, because the thing is for like horror anime, I feel like older animation definitely is usually better than newer ones. I just think newer ones are too clean. Usually horror, you want something like a little rougher around the edges, but I mean, sometimes it works real well in there and sometimes it doesn't work. That's just the give and take of that.
Yeah. I think a good example of like clean animation that plays well is Erased. The narrative and the stuff, but that was partially color palette, though. I feel like is what helped create the
they used they didn't really use any brighter colors. Like even the bright yellow you would typically.
A lot of neutral.
Yeah. That's about it for I mean, there's Ikebukuro, but I mean, we already touched on that. It wasn't.
We're about 30 minutes in.
Yeah, we're 30 minutes. We still have another 15 if you want to keep going, or talk about. We can talk about a movie.
There's there's a couple other shows that I've been watching in the background. I mean, I've basically been watching everything in the background.
Oh, do you want to name all the VTubers you've been watching?
No. Akudama Drive has been some of the most fun, and we haven't talked about it, and it's like, it's so good.
Well, we talked about switching it out for Ikebukuro, because you said it seemed a lot. I mean, I could watch it all tomorrow and then text you.
It's so fun right now.
What's it like? You mentioned it once. You said it's more gangster still, but it's just more fun.
So, art style is drastically different, like drastically different.
Yeah, Ikebukuro has definitely dropped off of their art style. It is not, it's neutral, but in a bad way.
So, the synopsis for Akudama Drive. Many years ago, a great civil war ravaged Japan, leaving the country fragmented between two regions, the Kansai and the Kanto region. In Kansai, a group of 6 Akudama carry out missions given to them by a mysterious black cat while evading police. The Akudama are criminals. They are the city designated criminals. If you are an Akudama, you are to be either killed or arrested on sight, and you have an associated level of prison sentence, like, with your name already. A group of criminals and one person who's just stuck in the middle of all of it are tasked to steal the vault from the Kanto Shinkansen that goes between Kanto and Kansai.
This sounds like some Fast and Furious 7 stuff. Stealing a whole safe?
So it's what's in the safe that matters, and they even by episode 6, which
just
episode 7 just aired today. They've already gotten inside the safe. So
some Outlaw Star type shit. Like, is there a person in it?
Yes.
Damn, there's it is turning into 2.
Yeah, there's 2. They're
people
children.
In a safe. Well, okay, hang on a sec. Hang on, I have questions.
Yeah.
I don't like where this is going.
Well,
is her name Odin?
No. Well, you'll definitely have to watch it. It's super fun. Like, it's not even like gangster. It's like outlaw. Like,
so Outlaw
hey,
Star.
You guys want some money, right? Like a lot of money. Like, we can literally give you 10 billion yen if you steal this thing. And they're like,
this is sounding more and more like Outlaw Star.
Kind of,
obviously
but
different concept because they're not technical criminals, but
on like the group of individuals. One of them is a hacker, literally just called Hacker.
How creative and original.
That you have a nurse.
Is her name Joy?
No, I'm gonna bring up the My Anime list. So
you bring that up, I'll do a filler for you.
No, I already have it up. So
you're
she's
welcome.
Just they'll just go by kind of like a simple nickname. So you have the Cutthroat, who kills people. The Swindler, which is the main girl that is just kind of caught up in all of this. She's just super ordinary. The Courier, which transports stuff. The Doctor, the Hacker, the Brawler, and the Hoodlum.
This sounds like a really shitty D&D group.
So, I mean, they all have real names. It's for whatever reason on the...
I imagine if you click on them individually, it'll tell you, but it's not going to be, super easy. Just watch it.
Yeah.
Boom. Simple answer. Watch it.
Yeah, there's not enough full levels of details.
Are they gonna?
They do 90% of the time go by there.
I wonder if they're gonna Akame kill you.
Yeah.
No, I mean actually bring someone in. They get good. They join the gang, and then everyone
nothing like that so far.
No one dies yet. No beheadings.
I mean,
spoiler for got killed, but
no one's died yet. But yeah, there are those levels of ridiculous. Like the Doctor, She is so proficient. At one point, she had her head cut off. She was able to re-sew it on before she died. This is like 21 something levels of future.
2021? Wow, that's
no.
Next year we could be head people and sew their
No,
heads back.
21 something. Like I don't know specifically what year it's based in.
So tell me in like 80 years we can start cutting off our heads and put them back on.
120. That actually kind of sounds possible in 120
I mean, to be fair, yeah. I mean, you can. Maybe they'll be right, or maybe it'll be like every other time they predict the future, and Terminators haven't taken over.
Yeah, but it's a fairly fun show so far. There's not been a lot of like overly boring kind of moments. The art style looks really good. A little bit of futuristic steampunk-esque. I guess cyberpunk is
Rip Cyberpunk trunk.
Yeah. So futuristic cyberpunk style, that kind of world. The interesting thing for Japan, where it's the Kansai and the Kanto, you can't just go to the Kanto region if you're from Kansai. One of the things that is established is they kind of nuked each other at one point. So there's
inter-country nuking, or
it was a civil war. It was a pretty serious one. Literally, Japan. There's just a section of the rail line that the Shinkansen goes between is a special one that, like, if you're outside of that, like, you die instantly. Like, there's an entire like death zone between the two cities.
Wait, like the police just shoot you, or
no?
You just dead?
It's basically a radiated storm that exists that you can't live outside of it. Like, you have to be in the train or otherwise you'll die.
Japan's got some problems at 2100 to deal with now.
But it's an interesting one. I'm enjoying it a lot. I think you would probably like it. The last one, real quick, to talk about, because we're at, like 37? Fucking Talentless Nana is pissing me off. And
For people that don't know, Justus seems very pissed off right now. I don't know what's giving it away, but
Talentless Nana has an interesting premise with stupid fucking characters.
Oh, is this the one with the dude that keeps dying because he's just stupid?
No.
Is that the dude that gets thrown off the cliff or something?
Well, that guy does get thrown off the cliff, but basically, like,
who died this
Nana
time?
is a talentless individual who has been cast. Shut up. Who has been cast to kill special individuals or individuals with special powers on this island. As the idea is, those with special abilities are being trained and taught that they'll fight the enemies of humanity. It's basically just a way for the government, because the last time they let individuals go wild, there was kind of a civil war, and they just had to send in the military and kill all of them. So
it feels like the X-Men almost.
Yeah. So all of the new ones, they lure them in the prospect of like, hey, you guys are going to be the heroes of humanity. And then they send someone in to quietly slaughter them all, and then they round up another group and do it all over again. Nana is the assassin. She's been targeted. She pretends like she has telepathy, but she's just super observant kind of thing, or can read minds. Man, some of the ways fucking people have died. I get the first episode where she pushes him off a cliff. He's super trusting. Episode 2, the individual can like see into the future. She tricks him into going back, not see into the future. He can go back in time for limited periods. She tricks him to go back at the exact same location where he's standing. The dude can't swim. They were standing on an ice pond, so he would immediately drop in drowned, and then it would be frozen. It's the moment he came back. All of that makes sense.
Rip that dude.
Yeah. the issue is, it is fully establishing that Nana has been around every single person who has either died or been attacked.
So saying Nana sus?
Entirely. Like, to the point where
everyone should have known.
Yeah, one of them survived because it turns out she didn't have enough intel on his power. He's literally invincible. She tried to blow him up, and he didn't work.
Has he not said anything, or?
Well, he
doesn't know it was her that tried to blow him up.
He's half stupid, so like he thinks it's really suspicious, but like, why would she like obviously be doing all of this thing and wants to trust her as a friend? And it's
you know what? She tried to kill me, but maybe she knew about my power.
Dude, there's literally a scenario where one of the guys with his special powers is in the middle of the night as he's holding a camera. He can, the camera will print out pictures of the future. It may not always fully involve him, but like if they're printed out, it happens. Like it's unavoidable. There's a picture of him being strangled to death by her. So what does he do?
Maybe
he doesn't tell everyone. He doesn't tell everyone. He goes to her and be like, I know you're going to kill me. I want you to be my girlfriend. I won't tell anybody else, but you basically have to be my girlfriend slave for the next 24 hours.
Listen, anybody watching this podcast would probably do that.
And he's like a super selfish, like douchebag fucking dude. And that's like, she has officially killed 3 people and attempted to kill 3 others. She's been around every single instance of those. And in some cases, been caught in the end of, like, standing over the dead body. No one still suspects her besides one dude, and he's not even fully sure. Come the fuck on.
No, that makes too much sense for the story to, progress.
Dude, it's getting kind of frustrating. So, yeah. I don't know. There's stuff playing out in Talentless Nana right now where it's like, hopefully she fucking starts to get what's coming to her, and then people realize that, the government is fucking us up, and that's
no, you can trust the government. Right, FBI agent listening to this recording?
I'm still not even convinced that the first kid that gets murdered is actually dead.
Oh, look at him. He's just playing dead.
Yeah, I mean, he's fairly nice and smart, probably one of the smarter individuals, so being pushed off a side of a cliff, leave your watch there, imagine that you're dead, disappear and hide out, works really well in your case.
Maybe he's got the ReZero disease.
But,
that could work for the time travel dude. I mean, not... Wait,
dead.
Can time travel dude, like, did he establish in his powers he could do it whenever, or was only like certain time? Were there restrictions on his?
It's exhaustion. He gets exhausted. So he can only do it a limited amount of times, and he can only go back 24 hours max from the time that it currently happened.
I guess, yeah.
It's also established that if he's seen, like visually seen by someone, then he'll also be sent back. Because he technically, yeah. So, let's say if I'm him, I go back in time, 12 hours, and I see you getting ready to push him off a cliff. It was already established then that he wasn't there. If you make eye contact with me, then I'm being sent back because I don't actually exist there.
So what if he just doesn't make eye contact?
Then it's fine-ish. Or I don't know. Specifically, they kind of said the eye contact thing.
It seems like they're kind of cheaping out on some details.
I get, like, each thing has its, like, limitations. Besides the invincible guy, I don't know how you create some level of limitations with someone who just physically can't die. Maybe there's a limitation on how much he can regenerate or do anything like that. But that's not established yet. Everyone else, though, it's fairly established that there are strong limits. And for the dude going back in time, I think the core thing is the past is set in stone. So if he's caught and he's seen in an area where it's already established he doesn't exist, then he gets immediately thrown back normally because it's established that he shouldn't be there to begin with. And that's that limitation. Because he can't fully interact. He can just observe, essentially. Same thing with the dude for the picture stuff. When he has a picture taken, in his case, the strangling thing was the attempted strangling, and that's not actually the case where, it, just because a picture looks like something doesn't mean it actually happened. But his stuff is limited to the fact that, like, he can only take 5 pictures a night, and he has no choice on what those pictures are. So there's that limitation.
He just sounds like a super shitty hero.
Mm-hmm. Then there's also, like, one character who has ice and can literally just make things ice. But his specific limitation is it doesn't actually affect humans. So he can affect the surroundings, but he can't actually hurt anyone with it. So it's interesting to see some of the limitations for that. But the character interactions with, like, Nana and where she's been stuck, like, it's dumb. So, yeah.
Check out Bon Oui.
Yeah.
Got to plug the other podcast, Ron. Bon Oui.
Yeah. I do hope Nana gets a little bit better.
It probably won't.
I hope so. I've been watching Noblesse too, and that's fucking
terrible
still
stuff.
Meh.
Stop watching it then.
No.
If it's not good after 12 episodes, it's not going to get good.
It's not 12 episodes.
It's not good after 7 episodes.
I mean, it's fine-ish. It's just not like a masterpiece. So, this has been the Cross-Examinable podcast. Next week, we have the plans to still talk about the weekly stuff. And then we may do another break to let the final round of episodes really build up to their...
We should watch Akira.
Climax. I mean, you can. I've got the Blu-ray.
Oh, for anybody that wants to plan ahead of time, we're going to be doing a Christmas episode on Christmas. Well, we'll be recording it before Christmas, but...
Yes.
There will be stuff.
Yes. Stuff. Thanks for joining us today. Please like and subscribe. Goodbye.
Button press.